Manglers have had some adjustments in the recent hot fixes, so let's go ahead and evaluate them in this game with Slade going all in on the Squigs versus the Tomb Kings, who've got plenty of anti-large. So let's get to the builds. We've got 4 Manglers here, and then a Gorbat Ironclaw to back them up. We've got some Squig herds here as well, Squig hoppers over on the side, including the Durkit's Squigs Regiment of Renown. Also got the Rusty Airs here, and the 8-Peak Loons for some Fanatics and some Armor Sundering, Night Goblin Shaman for the caster. And that's pretty much it. As for the Tomb Kings, we've got Cetra here, double Necro Sphinx, including the Sphinx Wusek Regiment of Renown, some Skeleton Warriors, the Kepler Guard here in the center as an anchor, chosen the Gods who shop 2 Great Bows as well, and 2 Necrotects to heal. Looks like there's something in the back there as well. Is that a Wild Carrion, rank 5? 4? Interesting. Very interesting. But yeah, let's see the Manglers get in there and start to do their work. I mean, you would expect them to be able to mow through skeleton infantry no problem, but there's a few other engagements, like this one here against the Necro Sphinx, that we can take a look at. Yeah, the Manglers not doing great so far. Previously, they were performing much better than intended against single entities. One of the things that got tuned down was their weapon strength. They did also get a cost reduction as well, and their explosion damage also got nerfed. But let's see, this unit getting a pretty good engagement here with some additional support from the Squig Hoppers. Now eating some of those hits, so they're not all going into the Manglers. Here in the center, we've got a big engagement developing as well. Lots of Manglers, Cetra, debuffs. Everything popping off, looking like Itchy Nuisance here. Do we also have an Incantation of Desiccation on the other side? Nope. Looks like Cetra rocking no spells. Very odd. Wonder if he just accidentally selected no spells, because he did take the Restless Dead passive. So it might have been a little mistake there on the Tomb King's part, but that's okay. Sphinx of Usek, though, has just been getting absolutely pummeled here. I guess, Gorbat and the Squig herd and the Manglers and everything, getting some pretty good armor-piercing work in. Sneaky stabbing on Gorbat as he tries to hold there. He's going to risk himself, though, as he takes a couple of big hits from the Sphinx. Taking a look at the rest of the battlefield here, yeah, as you can expect, the skeletons pretty much mostly getting crumbled, besides this one here that remains alongside Cetra. The Rusty Airs can now pull up and dump a bunch of errors, Rusty style, into the Necro Sphinx here, get some good damage in that way, kind of debuff its armor as well. Wobbing pops now, give a big damage spike, but the Manglers do kind of run out of steam. Okay, let's keep the health bars up a little bit here and examine as this Squig explodes. Yeah, I mean, the Skeleton Warriors weren't super blobbed up around it, still did some damage, nothing insane though. Definitely was overtuned before, where it was basically like, a bomb unit inside of a chariot unit. Anyway, yeah, it seems much more in line now. We'll have to take a look at their values after the fact, but they do pretty much all end up dying here. That one, they're 950 now, so that one pretty much pays for itself. This one here also pretty much, or those are the Squig Hoppers anyway. We'll check after the fact. But some regrouping Squig herds now coming back over to form a nice blob around the Sphinx of Usek. Gorbat also trying to get close so that he can use his support abilities here. It does seem like there were some XP chevrons bought on those Squig Hoppers as well. Not all of them could afford full chevronage, but yeah, Gorbat again going to risk it here, moving himself into combat, juicing up those Squig Hoppers, 33-31 rather, attack and defense. And a little bit of decent weapon strength with armor piercing. Yeah, you can see Gorbat gets a couple of hits right there. Pops his Morglor, the Mangler item, which is going to give him a huge damage increase. And especially against single entities, definitely going to be very effective. We see Fanatics being unleashed as the Manglers and the 8-Peak Loons fight the Kepler Guard here in the center. There's a few remaining skeletons kind of hanging around here, but not affecting the battle in super dynamic ways. Looks like they're getting caught up on the Night Goblin Shaman there. But yeah, the Carrion finally make it in, start engaging in combat. They're going to take a few volleys, and they don't have the most HP in the world, but yeah. Gorbat actually does get killed there by the Sphinxes. Both Cetra and the Sphinx of Usek here are able to finish him off. Will it be enough to finish off the leadership of the Greenskins, though? Night Goblin Squig Hoppers here routing. Yep, looks like the Durkit Squigs just barely going to give out their leadership. These other Squig Hoppers taking massive damage right now. And the Night Goblin Shaman also does route there to those Skeleton Warriors, but the Undead leadership is also getting pretty low right now. They're going to suffer some crumbling damage, no doubt. Of course, the 8-peak Loons are unbreakable, so that is one huge benefit of them. Here, in this type of a situation, they'll continue holding out, as are the Manglers, of course. Even though the Manglers really aren't super combat effective anymore, there's still a couple of unit models kind of thrashing around right here, hoping to finish off the Kepper Guard there. But they're going to get immediately clobbered and do some friendly fire damage on the explosion there to the 8-peak Loons. But let's see, the Loons are trying to hold, as are the Rusty Errors, as the Carrion charge down. Got some Squig Hoppers regrouping. And the brave Night Goblin Warboss, or Shaman rather, he wishes he was a Warboss right now. As he charges in with his robe and his dagger. Gets catapulted across the field here. But actually, as we learned from a recent replay, getting catapulted is actually quite beneficial often for these footcasters. You can avoid taking damage there and just continue distracting. As the Rusty Arrows finish off the last of those Carrion, they actually had a sneaky stab in there to help them finish it. Errors into Cetra is enough. Everything falls. And it'll be victory for the Squigs. And Squig-X here. Or should I say Slade? Definitely coming in hot and heavy. The Squig Hoppers are actually what ended up getting probably a lot of the value here. Yeah, the Manglers are definitely still good, especially for the cost, but they are more in tune with what we would expect for a unit of the cost, and now can be unbanned, which is nice. Yeah, 1,200 damage on one, 870 on another, 550, 740. So average all their damage out, pretty much all pay for themselves, which is nice. Against a faction and a build that doesn't necessarily feature a lot of infantry. Again, I think because of their sort of AP nature and just Squigs being sort of good generalist AP all around, it makes sense for them to not be the most explicitly anti-infantry, but they were definitely overperforming against like single entities and cavalry and other stuff before. Now they should perform still to the standard, but not overperform, right? Which is what we want to see from a balanced perspective. Yeah, the Squig Hoppers, though, definitely getting juiced up and getting some really nice value here. Rusty Airs as well. Gorbad gets almost 2,500 damage value, 10,000 damage dealt himself. Getting it done in combat. Who said he's not more than a support lord? Definitely can do some work in melee. On the other side here, Kepper Guard pay for themselves. The Sphinx Busek also pays for itself, just fighting tooth and nail, lots of large targets for it to fight. Managed to actually hang on till the end there. The other Sphinx paid less for itself. But yeah, overall, very interesting, fun battle. Hopefully you guys enjoyed that. If you do like this sort of content, be sure to like, subscribe. Hit that bell notification button. Every time I upload a new video, you will be notified. Thank you once again for watching. We'll see you next time.